We've seen the DJI Mic after it was announced last year with the DJI Action 2, and with all the fanfare, I've finally got my hands on it. I've wanted to upgrade to it from my trusty Rode Wireless Go, and in this video, I'm going to tell you the reasons why I did. Hi, I'm Chuck, and on this channel, I've been using the Rode Wireless Go as my wireless mic for videos here inside and outside. And for me, it's been a good mic. But it took me a while to set it up because I had to figure out the 3 gain settings and set it up for best output to my cameras. Once I did, I plugged it in and checked the gain settings on the camera and I was good to go. Since I was starting to do more videos here, I was seriously looking at the Rode Wireless Go 2 because it had 2 mics and the capability of backup recordings. But then I saw the DJI Mic when I purchased my DJI Action 2. And after seeing some big creators with it, I was ready to try it. Unfortunately, its consumer launch for people like you and me was pushed back a few times until April. So when I got the email saying it was available, I had the money saved, so I ordered mine. So this is not a sponsored video, but know this, links to the stuff you see in this video will be in the description below. Now mine was set to be delivered by the 3rd week of May, but guess what? It was delivered early. So now I'll tell you why I like the DJI Mic, and along the way you may see how some of the features may stack up in a DJI Mic versus the Rode Wireless Go side-by-side comparison. The first feature I liked when I unpacked what was in the carry bag was this: one charging cable. The cable plugs into the back of the case and it's what you use to charge the entire DJI Mic kit. The USB-C portion plugs into the case and the wider standard USB end plugs into a 5-volt adapter, which isn't included. So when I put this up against the Rode Wireless Go, that unit requires 2 cables, one for the mic transmitter and one for the receiver. So essentially you'll need 2 USB outlets in your charger to charge the Rode Wireless Go. Now, I'm in favor of 1 cable versus 2 because it's less to lose when you're on the go. And I like charging everything all at once. If you feel the same way, do me a favor, hit that like button below and let me know. Now the second feature of the DJI mics is the case. It's a charging case and it can fully charge both mics and the receiver about twice. Now as a consumer of tech goods, I've learned you should always read the manuals. So while this was charging, I read the manual and the specs say the case has a 2600 milliamp battery and it can charge the mics and the receiver together about 1.8 times on a full charge. Now the case has charging indicators on it and it shows you how much power the case has with the 4 lights. The first light is 0 to 25% power, the second is 25 to 50%, the third is 50 to 75%, and finally the last light indicates 75 to 100% power. So when it's charging, you'll see those lights blinking in order of how much it's charged, and when it's finished charging, the lights will all light steady and will eventually turn off. Now the Rode Wireless Go and the Rode Wireless Go 2 do not have a charging case, although you can buy a third-party charging case separately. Now the third feature I like is when you open the case, everything is inside, paired, and ready to go. You can see the receiver displaying power and file capacity for the mics. Now the mics are already paired to the receiver and you'll see all 3 power indicators on the top row. The indicator on the right is for mic 1, the center for the receiver, and the left for mic 2. Now below that are the file capacities for the mics on the left and the right, which is about 15.1 hours recording time. And the center has no file capacity, it simply says RX, which means it's the receiver. Now if you see a blank slot for a mic, it means it may not be transmitting because the power is off or has lost pairing. And in most cases, all you have to do is turn on the mic and replace it in the case. Close the cover and reopen it to start retransmitting to the receiver. And like the Rode Wireless Go, you can manually repair the mics through the menus. On the Rode, I had to repair the mics once, but since there's no graphical menu, I had to pull out the manual to figure it out. So with ease of use and the ability to reset via the case or graphical pairing menu, the features that win go to the DJI Mic. DJI clearly exceeds with a charging case where the Rode Wireless Go simply gives you a neoprene case that barely fits the mics and the dead cat wind muffs. Now, like the Rode Wireless Go and Go 2, you have a 3.5mm TRS cable for cameras. That's also in the travel bag, along with a windscreen mini dead cats. But I've found on the Rode Wireless Go, they're easy to put on, but they're also easy to knock off. On the DJI mics, there are notches, and when you twist the muffler on, it can't get easily knocked off like the Rodes. Both the Rode Wireless Go and the DJI Mic have clips to attach mics to your clothing. But an added bonus the Rode mics don't have is the magnetic option DJI has attached to their mics. And it's great because you can attach it behind a shirt without pinching fabric into the clip. The magnet can also be used under the mic if you want to have it standing on a table or desk. And here's the specs for each mic. They last about 5 hours and 30 minutes powered on, and there's a built-in mic. This is where the Rode mics beat the DJI mics with 7 hours of runtime. But like most earphones with charging cases, the DJI mic case gives you the ability to charge in between filming sessions if you need to for longer days of filming. So as a video creator, I'm not one to have the mics on for an extended period of time, and even when I did live presentations at fitness classes with wireless mics, they were never on more than an hour. So your mileage may vary based upon how you film. Now on top of the unit, you can also plug in a 3.5mm TRS mic so you can use it with a lavalier or any compatible TRS mic you choose for your situation. Now the range is pretty good since it's using GFSK Bluetooth bands, which are efficient for power saving and can reach about 250 meters or about 820 feet. The Rode Wireless Go's distance is only 70 meters, which is about 230 feet. Now realize this is mostly direct distance line of sight, so your results may vary. And there's already videos about this, so I won't go into that here. On the mics, you'll see the power button, a linking button, also known as a pairing button, and a recording button. And one cool feature which isn't on the Rode mics is the linking button. It can be pressed once to start your recordings if your phone or tablet has a feature where you can start recording using the volume buttons. The iPhone does this, and it also works with the DJI Action 2. On the Rode Wireless Go, you can adjust the audio output of the receiver, and you can do the same thing in the settings of the DJI mic receiver. But with the Rode Wireless Go, you can do it only in 3 different preset levels. But with the DJI receiver's touchscreen, it gives you a graphical slider and gives you more control than just beyond 3 levels. And an added addition is the ability to change the output levels on the mics individually in case you're using both mics and there's a difference in the loudness of your talent on each mic. You can do this in the transmitter general settings under transmitter gain, and this is great for interview settings where one person is louder than the other. You can balance your mic volume right there on the receiver through the gain settings. Here's one feature I really like about the DJI mics: flexibility. In the bag, you have a TRS cable for output from the receiver to a camera with a 3.5mm mic input. As you can see here on the Sony ZV-1, you can put the receiver onto the camera using the flash hot shoe mount, and it works the same on most other cameras like the A6400 and the Sony ZV-E10. You're already hearing what it sounds like on the ZV-1. Now, as you may have seen with the DJI Action 2, there's a USB-C port where you can use mics made for smartphones and tablets. And the DJI Mic has a USB-C adapter in the case, and when you slide it on the receiver, you can have wireless sound for the DJI Action 2. So this is what it sounds like with the DJI Mic plugged into the side of the DJI Action 2. I have the mic receiver plugged into the USB-C port, so one important thing to know about that is if you want to preview, clip, and hear your sound using the onboard speakers, you'll need to disconnect the mic receiver from the USB-C port to re-enable those speakers. So if you think you don't have sound, you might have sound, it's just that the speakers aren't engaged when the USB-C port is being used. So be aware of that. Now you have 3 ways to start your recording. You can use the shutter button on the camera itself. You can use a mic transmitter and use the linking button to start and stop. And then the other way you can stop your recordings is by using voice commands like this one: stop recording. Now if you have an iPhone, there's a lightning adapter too. And just like on the DJI Action 2, you simply plug it into the lightning port of your iPhone and it also works as a mic for your iPhone. So this is the sound coming from the DJI Mic attached to the lightning port of the iPhone 13 Pro. Now in order to hear your sound, if you're previewing a clip after you've filmed it, just be sure to detach the mic receiver from the lightning port so you can re-enable the onboard speakers to preview your sound. Now if you have apps like Filmic Pro or ProCam, you can actually see the graphical representations of your audio right there on screen so you can make adjustments on the fly. But with the default camera app here on the iPhone, you can't do that, so you'll have to do a test shot. What's really cool too is you can turn on and off your recordings using the volume buttons here on the phone, but because of that, you can also use the linking button here on the mic to stop your clip. So who is the DJI Mic for? Well, if you're like me and you want good wireless audio for your videos, this is a flexible setup if you film with a phone or digital camera. The DJI Mic setup has the right adapters included for phones, tablets, and cameras. So if you want more control over your audio input, and if you have more than one person you need to mic for interviews and vlogs, this is a nice setup. And the DJI Mic also gives you long-lasting power on the go for your videos. Now, do you have a DJI Mic? Let me know in the comments below, because I'll be doing more how-to videos with the DJI Mic soon. In the meantime, if you want to know more about some of the other DJI cameras I use, check out these videos over here. Thanks for watching, and see you right over there.